Hi, we're here with Gus and Snoopy and Bella and Cupcake and Sprite and Elmo's over here and Charlie and the chickens are outside wandering around somewhere. Alright, I am going to be making a new CNC cage. It's going to be pretty much like this, but this is the sketch that I've come up with. This is going to be Gus and Snoopy up top. I'm going to have another cage part coming out the side here for Bella and Cupcake, and then Charlie's going to go down at the bottom. And then, let me just sit this down here for a second. I think what I'm going to do here is just some kind of grid or something that can be moved out of the way, or put in place actually, so that Charlie doesn't jump out, because she could. And that's why I'm not putting her on either one of these levels, because I wouldn't want her to jump out that high. If she did escape from here, no big deal, but I will do some kind of door or something for her there. So I do have some leftover grids. Now I'm going to have to buy, what am I going to have to buy? I'm going to have to buy some Coroplast to go in there. So yeah, I don't know. So it's going to kind of go over into this section here and then extend over 2 grids. So it's going to be the same size as this, but I just figure it's going to be bigger than what she's in right now. I was going to make the bottom a little bit bigger and do like a 5x2, but my kids think it's not fair to the other guinea pigs, that they don't have as big of a cage, and I can't have it go completely out of control. And I know I'm going to get comments about that, and that it should be a bigger cage, and they all should be a bigger cage. That's easy to say, but when you have to pay for the bedding and everything to go in the cage and to upkeep the cages, easier said than done. So this is what we have at this point. This is what we can afford at this point, so that's why they're going to be 2x3s. So there you go. And everyone's good. So Miss Sprite, I don't know where she's going to live if I do that. Actually, I might take the table that I have here and sit it back there. That's where she was when I first brought her off of the shelf that had been up there, and she was sitting on the table. So I think I'll do that. The only other thing I'm thinking of is, instead of having the grids come right out at that level, I'm wondering if I bump them up a little bit, and then I can have these big storage buckets underneath for storage. I don't know. Like, I could have both of these next to each other and then just build the grids starting at this point and going over. It doesn't have to be exact. Well, yeah, it would if it's going to join up with the connectors. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to start building the grid today, I think. And Bella and Cupcake might be wondering why there's going to be grids over their heads, but I think I'm going to start the grid process, and then sometime this week I'll get the piece of Coroplast, and then we'll eventually get Miss Charlie moved over. You guys haven't seen Charlie in a while, have you? You moved your little... Someone didn't close your cage securely. Get your house in the way. Hi, Charlie. You got big. You got big. Yes, you did. She likes to jump around, don't you, darling? I have to do housework right now, though, so you have to stay in for a little bit, and then I'll let you out in a little while. So, yes, the bunny got big. I don't think she's going to get much bigger than that. The mother, when we got her that day, we saw the mom, and she wasn't much bigger than that. She looked big at the time because, as you saw, Charlie fit in the palm of our hand. Hi, Charlie. Hello, Missy. Hello, Missy. Hello. Hello. Oh, my gracious. Alright, so that's what's happening. New CNC cage coming up very soon. Okay, see ya. Alright, so I'm in the process of changing the cage, and I'm trying to use those bigger grids with the bigger squares on the bottom. I always try to do that, and then the little squares are on the sides. But then I realized I've totally penned in the pigs down at the bottom, and they're supposed to be moving to this layer. So I have to open up that side part, slide their Coroplast out of there, and then sit it on this new section. And speaking of the Coroplast, some people call it Coroplast, some people call it Corex. It's the same thing. I worked in a sign company. We called it Coroplast because it's plastic corrugated cardboard, basically. So here's the sheet that I bought. Now the guy at the sign store where I got it, he charged me $25, and I actually gave him $30 because he... Hang on, my camera is going blurry. Why are you going blurry? Okay. He actually cut it for me and scored the sides for me. So I just... It is scored going this way as well, but I just haven't bent it yet. I get him to do this because... Well, I get him to score the sides usually because I can't fit it in my car otherwise, but I actually get him to do these other ends as well. So that's what it looks like. It's just a great big sheet. It's 8 foot by 4 foot. Now, the measurements that I do for mine, let me see if I have my piece of paper here with my notes. I found this. I had it written down a while ago. Okay, I do 5 foot, well, 62.5 inches by 48 inches because it comes in a 4 foot size, so it's 4 foot by 8 foot. But I get it cut to, it's either 62.5 inches by 48 inches or it's 5 foot 2.5 inches by 4 feet. So, and then when I score it 10 inches down each side, so it's really makes it 28 inches across the middle. Let's see here. So it's 28 inches across the middle, 10 inches on all the sides, and then it's 10 inches on these sides as well. So, which makes it, so 62.5, 52.5, so it's 42.5 inches from these two midpoints there, if you know what I mean. So it's 42.5 by 28, yeah. You understand? Okay, so I'm going to go grab some lunch first before I get started on this task of mine. And I have some grids left over because they were in my daughter's rooms. I had made them these cubbies to keep their backpacks in, and they weren't using them, so it's like, bonus, extra grids. So I have those. And I think I might have to do some grids underneath this part. I don't know how secure it'll be just kind of hanging out here because I have to do another grid here. But it's going to be a good storage place for the pet food. These bins, they're going to be too big, and I was going to make the thing sit a little bit higher so they could go underneath, but then it screws it up for the Coroplast and for the accessibility for the pigs underneath there. Or, yeah. So, okay, so Gus and Snoopy are going to remain where they are. Bella and Cupcake are going to move to this layer, and Charlie's going to go down the bottom. And I thought about making that area a little bit bigger for Charlie on the bottom and make it a 4x2, but as you see, I already have my Coroplast cut. I wasn't even thinking about that when I went to buy it. Thought about it on the way home, and it's too late. So, it's all good. I think that's enough size. I mean, considering what Charlie is in right now, you know, it's basically doubling, more than doubling the size that she's in now. Right, Charlie? You got your stick? She likes the willow sticks. You look like you're smoking. Hi. Oh, and here's Miss Peach coming to get her lunch. Alright. Okay, lots going on right now. I'll be back when I start getting the cage built a little bit farther along. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I'm just getting ready to fold the Coroplast. So I'm just going to fold this end up, and then I just trimmed the long side. I just trimmed it down to there, and then this is just going to fold up, and I'll do that with each corner. And then I just use some duct tape, and just the clear duct tape, and tape that closed just down along here. And I don't do any along the top because I just don't want the critters chewing on it. So I'll do that for all 4 corners. Alright, so there's Bella and Cupcake's little area. I haven't put the 2 end pieces on yet because I have to slide their cage up onto that level. It seems to be holding pretty good, so I don't think I need any kind of structure in underneath it. It's the key is using the little connector things, and definitely using the cable ties, the little zip ties, the little plastic things, those to hold it. So I'm just gonna slide their thing in, and Charlie's bin is already under there. It looks so much nicer than the other ones. They're starting to get all old and beat up and stained. But I'll replace them at some point. No big deal right now. And then I have to, of course, make Charlie her own sign. Sprite and Elmo never did get a sign. I might have to make one for them too. Alright, still working. I'll be back. Alright, so there's Bella and Cupcake. This seems very secure. It's like not even moving. It's not sagging on the bottom, so it seems really kind of cool. So I have to put Charlie over there, but what I'm sort of playing with the idea of down at the bottom there is almost closing that in and making a little pen for Elmo. I mean, it would be a huge pen for Elmo, and if I make the sides really high, it's not like he could climb out. I don't know what to do there, but that would be amazing for Elmo. So, I don't know, are there CNC cages for hamsters? I gotta look that up. But that would be so cool, and do like a little 2x2 underneath there for Elmo, and just let him run around. That'd be so cool. Alright, I'm going to go do some research on that one, and in the meantime I'm going to get Charlie in her new cage, move Bella and Cupcake's sign up there, and you know what, that would be really cool if we had Elmo in one of those. My god, Elmo would be living, like, glorious compared to the other guys, space-wise. Okay, let me think on that, and I'll be back. Alright, so I've made a grid thing underneath for the hamster, and I have leftover Coroplast. Let me just get that. Oh, here's Sprite. She's up on the table now. But I'm going to double up the grids to make it more, like, locked in as opposed to just big squares. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Hang on, let me get the Coroplast. Alright, so the cages are done, and it's actually been like this for a couple days, but I kept forgetting to film. Okay, so Gus and Snoopy are up here. They're having some Timothy hay, and they're very happy with their cage. I recently have bought these. They love these. Just like a little, I don't know what they call it, a little wicker ball. I threw out the packaging. Bella and Cupcake love theirs so much they actually completely chewed theirs to pieces, and all that's left is the little ball, which they just kind of roll around and have fun with. So they're there, and then Charlie, I went to buy her a water bottle yesterday, and they don't have the kind that these guys have, the clear ones, and I actually like this better. It's not as dirty looking, so I think in the next few weeks I might replace the guinea pigs and get them those kind. Charlie does not like to lay on the bedding, so when she lays down she pushes it all out of the way, but she's enjoying her cage, and she hasn't chewed it or anything, so that's working out good. Her litter box, she kind of moves out of the way. Hi, Charlie. But she's liking her space, and she can run around and stuff in there. So that's good. Right now I just kind of have a weird setup here for this door thing. The whole thing can flip down for when I'm cleaning, but for now it's just this little S-hook thing. So it's not the best, and it's very hard to do with one hand. But there we go. So it works for now. And then Elmo has his spot down here. Now I doubled up the grids just so it was a smaller opening so that he can't get out. There he is. Hi, what are you doing awake? How come you're awake? So I gave him Charlie's little water bottle. He wasn't used to it at first because he had the kind from the Ovo cage, and so he wasn't used to having the water. And then I bought him this yesterday from Super Pet. I got him a big one. I like the little silent small ones, but this one was bigger for him. So he's storing his food, and he's been sleeping back in that little corner, and I just took this back from the other cage, and he loves it. He keeps crawling in there, and that's probably where he'll go here when he's done. And we just took the fleece tunnel that I had for the pigs, and I had given him some cotton batting last time I cleaned his cage, because I used to use that for my hamsters and they loved it, and they used to get all curled up in there. So he's got the hamster loo, he's got the little bathtub from the bird, and the big bowl back there. My daughter put those in there. And now he's got some chew sticks that my daughter put in. So it's a good cage. I mean, he's kind of won out over all the pets on space. But it's working out good, and like I said, I doubled up the grids so he can't get out through. And then I just made the coroplast a little bit higher. I just added some coroplast on the sides because Charlie was poking her head in and being nosy. So she's next door. She's having some of her Timothy hay. So the cage is working out good, and I'm just using this little clip from the old cage just to keep this closed for now, but it's hard for my youngest one to do, so I don't know, I might change that somehow. And then Sprite is over here in her cage, and then I just put the pet food under the table, and that's just one of those LAC coffee tables from IKEA, and I use it for my craft stuff if I'm working on a big project, and I just keep it next to my desk just so I have some extra space. And yeah, so I like it. It's working out good. Everyone's in one space, so it's nice sized cages. I think they're good, and it's room for 6 pets, so I think that's pretty cool. Alright, I'll be back soon with some more videos. Alright. Take care. Bye-bye. I'm back. I know someone's going to ask. The wheel that I got for Elmo, it's the large comfort wheel. It's the 8.5 inches, and it's by Super Pet. So there you go. I had to pay $9.95 for that one. Alrighty. Thanks. See ya.